Hello. It is May the 1st, first day of Stitchmania. Last year I did a daily vlog, so I'm going to do the same this year, just to kind of review what projects I'm working on. This is Death by Cross Stitch. This is going to be my starting point for today. And it's Friday, but I am working tonight, so I'm actually going to take this to work with me. And I'm going to try and work on the bottom of this motif here. And then I may start working on some of this alphabet and this border, because that would just be easy stitching tonight at work. There you go. It's a beautiful day here today. I'm going to try and get some shots outside later so you can see. All of our snow is gone. We did have more snow last week, but that's since melted. So yeah, there's my starting point for Death by Cross Stitch today. So here's my progress on my first day of stitching for Stitchmania. Not a whole lot. I went to work and it was crazy busy last night, but I managed to finish off this row of alphabet here. I added in these couple of motifs here, and I started stitching this border, and then it was time to come home. So that's all I got done yesterday on this piece. I thought I would just talk a little bit about what my plans are for Stitchmania, because I don't really participate in Stitchmania in the traditional sense of the word. I don't do new starts and go all crazy. I've got too many whips for that. So what I decided to do, this is my little stitching journal. I'm still continuing to focus on Folk Witch, but I didn't want to do a Monogamania like I did last year, where that was the only thing I stitched on for the month of May. I wanted to get some work done on some of my whips that are not full coverage, because it's too hard to pull out a full coverage and only work on it for a couple days. So what I did was I pulled out all of the ones that are not full coverage, except for the Elvis Presley full coverage one, because that's really easy to work on. It's a kit. All the threads and everything are all together already. I've already got it in one big project bag, and I can just grab and go. So I've got the Pat Rogers alphabet tapestry sampler, my Death by Cross Stitch, Arsenic and Old Lace, which is my Dark 13 stitching piece, Ink Circles tapestry, the Long Dog Samplers 18th Century Band Sampler, And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor, the Elvis Presley piece, which is a Mystic Stitch kit, and the last one there is the Whale. Now I've got lots more whips, but the other ones I have are either Christmassy, and I didn't feel like working on them. I spent a month working on Christmas pieces in December, so we're going to skip those for now. So yesterday, every Friday, I just got the Fridays marked here. Every Friday, I'm going to work on Death by Cross Stitch for Friday Off the Grid. The 13th, I will be working on Arsenic and Old Lace, and I may work on that for 2 days. That's why I've got 2 dots put on this grid for now. But my plan is work on Death by Cross Stitch on a Friday, and then choose a whip and work on that for 2 days. Then choose another whip and work on it for 2 days, and another one and work on it for 2 days. And then Death by Cross Stitch on Friday again. Unless these days in here are my days off from work, then I know at least 2 of those days are going to be Folk Witch that I'm working on. All the other days that I'm working, I will be rotating through the rest of these whips. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it sort of makes sense in my brain. Other than that, I do have a couple of other projects that I'm going to be working on. I might end up pulling out my English paper piecing hexie quilt to do some work on that. I'm still working on my Jessica Fletcher sweater. Might pull out some and work on that. obviously, because I want to get some progress done on that. And one of the other projects that I'm trying to possibly work on is a quilt. This is an old quilt that a lady made for my mom years ago. Whatever this top fabric is, it's so old, it's rotting away, and the quilt is quite damaged, so some of the blocks have actually just torn away altogether from the top of the quilt, and other ones, the block themselves, this is all fraying and starting to tear, so the flower that's been appliqued on is actually letting go. Don't know if I've got, like you can see, this is just worn through, it's rotten, it's, right, paper thin, I don't know, it's a very old quilt. But the flannel backing and the corduroy fabric, whatever this is, that was used around the edges, is all fine. It's in good condition. So I'm going to replace these blocks. And I don't know if I'm going to get started on that this month, but we're going to try, possibly, and squeeze in some work on that.